Hey Gemini, what's up gang? We are going to go ahead and do the third and final video of my deck collection. This is the tarot decks, okay? I'm most excited about this one because I really like tarot decks. And also because it's the last one. This has been kind of a chore, to be honest, to get all these organized, separate all of them, do the videos. It's just been a little bit. And thank you for everybody who's truly interested. I know that this is not, I don't expect a lot of people to be interested in this. This is something that just a couple people were curious about. So if you like these videos, you watch the videos all the way through, you thumbs up, that's great. I'm appreciative, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Gemini, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box. That's going to have everything that you would need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you're returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I do hope that you're doing what's best for you, boo. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Gemini, thank you for all the good vibes. It really does mean the world, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. Some of these decks, I'm going to be brutal. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to say they're trash, okay? I wouldn't do that, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be me, okay? So let's just get into this. First deck is a dupe. And I actually didn't go seeking this deck out. Now, this is the Hermit Tarot, and she actually is a fellow YouTuber, so I'm sorry if she, by some chance, is watching, or somebody that knows her is watching. I hope you're not offended that I bought the dupe of your deck. You actually made it, sis. The fact that you even have a fucking dupe. Let's just be real, okay? It's kind of like an honor, in a sense. But I got this on Shein, and I've watched her before. I don't really watch her regularly. But I was curious. I was like, oh shoot, let me see what this deck is about. And it's not a bad deck at all. It's definitely based more around love. And even though it is it's like a hybrid. It's kind of a tarot deck, but then at the same time, it's also an oracle deck. And it does gear around like love messages. Like, you are my everything. What do you want? Maybe. I'm absolutely in love with you. I miss you. Do you? You make my heart full. You are so beautiful. Why do you need me? There is someone else. You have so many choices and options. It's kind of based around love. And I don't think that the majority of her readings are love, but they might be. And maybe that's why she did a deck that kind of caters to that. But this is actually really an excellent deck if you want to look at like how somebody feels, what their thoughts are about you. This is a good deck for that, okay? So I do use that deck from time to time. So let's move on. That's the only deck that doesn't have a case, and that's why I wanted to do that one first. Okay, second deck. This is the Cosmic Tarot. This is the first tarot deck that I ever owned. Once upon a time, I did not use tarot or even support tarot. To be honest, I was kind of a psychic snob. I had been doing psychic readings for a while, but I was doing them by picture. I would read people. I would read their pets. And yes, you can read pets. Pets, they have less complex emotions and thoughts than humans. Pets think happy, sad, hurt, scared, things like that. And then you can also pick up in pets like what's going on in their body. Like, I was able to tell somebody, I think it was a Labrador, that their hind leg was sore or something like that. And so reading animals is actually quite easy. But that's what I was doing before I got into tarot. I was like, oh, well, if you're a real psychic, you don't need tarot cards, right? That's how I kind of looked at things. But my best friend, she's been a gateway to a lot for me. She was like, why don't you give it a try? You might like it, So I got a tarot deck, and yes, I love tarot. It's amazing. But when I got a tarot deck, I was like, I don't want to get just the regular schmegular Rider-Waite to start out with. I want to get something that resonates. It calls me, And I know that some people say, oh, you're supposed to be given your first tarot deck. Whatever. I don't follow the rules, hun, for damn near everything, okay? So I didn't follow the rule for that, and I'm just fine. But Cosmic Tarot, I got this because it was created in 1986, and so was I. And then also it has a German creator, Norbert Loesch, I believe is how you pronounce that. And I am a big fan of German culture. So It just was like a match made in heaven for me, to be honest. And this is not the original deck that I bought. You will see that it is taped very clearly, and that is because sometimes these boxes can disintegrate. These aren't like heavy duty cases, right? So these can disintegrate really easily, so I just tape them to extend the life. But the original deck, I had set it out under the new moon to charge one night, and me being me, I did not check and see if it was going to rain that night. And yes, it was. So my deck was ruined in the morning. It was peeling. It was it was horrible. I was so devastated. I actually kept it in a Ziploc bag for a couple years, but then I eventually just threw it out. But I did get a new deck because I was like, what the hell? So yeah, love this. Love the back of it. I like how it has the sun for upright and the moon for reverse, so you can tell, you know, which way your card is just by looking like this. And then the artwork is very like vintage, retro. It gives like 80s vibes, the hairstyles and stuff. I just really like it. Really, really like this deck. Love the illustrations. And if you've been on this channel for a while, you have definitely seen me use this deck quite a few times. Quite a few times. Look at that. Look at his little fro he got. I don't know. It's just very 80s and 70s, you know? Yep. One of my favorites, and definitely brings back a lot of memories for me. So, okay, let's move on. Get this in here because we have not as many oracle by any means, but we do have quite a few to get through. Okay, my second deck, and I'm not trying to go in order, guys, but this is just what's next to me. My second deck that I ever owned, and this is one of my favorite decks. And in fact, this deck has been calling to me recently. I don't know, I've just been thinking about it randomly. It just will pop into my head. So I feel like Spirit is trying to get me to use this deck again, or maybe it's my ancestors, I don't know, but this is a beautiful deck. Again, it's taped, barely hanging on by a thread here, okay? This is Vision Quest by Gayan Sylvie Winter and Joe Dozy. I hope that's how you pronounce that. It says it's a Native American wisdom, and it is definitely indigenous themed, and I love this deck. Look at it. Little hawk flying, okay? Just so proper, all right? And this deck is a little different. It's a little different in the aspect that the majors are kind of named different things. So you do, and once upon a time, this did have like a little pamphlet of a guidebook, but that thing's long gone. But you have to kind of look it up if you want to, or you can just wing it by the pictures, you know? I don't remember all of what the major arcana, at one point I did remember all of them, but I don't remember all of them. But yeah, it's, you know, it's a beautiful deck regardless. Like integration. The queens are mothers and the kings are fathers. The pages are daughters, and then the knights are sons, okay? And then the emperor is the grandfather, and the emperor or empress is the grandmother. So that is basically that. The clown is the fool. Okay? Just very, very nice deck. I love the illustrations. I fall in love with this deck every time I look at it, and maybe that's why I've been called to like use it lately. But it also, the other difference is instead of like the Two of Wands, it is the Two of Fire. There's the grandmother, there's the empress. Chaos, which is the Tower. So 3 of water, 8 of earth. Okay. And then we have 4 of air. And what is the other one? I can't remember for some strange reason. Earth, air, fire, water. So maybe I did do everything. But yeah, 2 of cups. The Hermit. Look at that. Look at that 3 of pentacles. That is so... Oh, I just love the artwork. It's beautiful. So if you're into Native American culture and tarot, I would suggest getting this deck. It's definitely worth it. It's one of my favorites, and you'll probably start seeing it on the channel again soon because, like I said, I've just been called to use that deck, okay? So next we have a very popular deck, YouTube loves this deck. A lot of readers use this. I used to use it at one point more than I do now, okay? It's from Cairo Marighetti. I think we had a Oracle deck from this same creator yesterday that we looked at. But it's Legacy of the Divine Tarot. Look at the packaging. Packaging has just upgraded since back in the day. I mean, it's got a magnet and everything, okay? Look at this thick, healthy guidebook. Like, geez, Louise, this is like a whole book that you're gonna read. That's like not a guidebook, this is a novel, okay? Anyway, so this is the deck. Now, it's not a bad deck. It's just that for whatever reason, I don't resonate with the artwork like I used to, okay? This is the back. So 8 of Swords, Page of Coins, Knight of Wands, you know, it's got everything in there, okay? It's just a standard tarot deck. But I don't know, there's just something about the artwork now that I just don't, it doesn't call to me. But it's still good to have in the collection, right? Like when you're a collector of decks, it's still a good one. And you never know. It might strike my fancy one day and I might be like, you know what? I'm going to read from it. But it's just, I don't feel drawn to it at all. Ooh, uh-oh. All right, let's try to not be as chaotic as we were yesterday. So, Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, which is just a Rider-Waite classic deck, okay? Great packaging, nice and sturdy. Has a guidebook, of course. Most decks do. This is well loved. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that, but it is a well loved deck. I have used this a lot. You can see all the wear and tear. One of my favorite decks. I actually really enjoy the Rider-Waite illustrations. I think that if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? I think that it tells a great story. It's amazing. It's easy to read, very direct. You can see from the picture what the card is trying to tell you. But this is kind of just like more radiant, right? So it's more colorful. But other than that, it's exactly the same tarot deck as like a regular Rider-Waite, okay? And it does have Roman numerals, which y'all know is a pet peeve of mine. I do not like Roman numerals, but I already know what this means, right? It's because it's the Rider-Waite and I know each image by like heart. I don't need to know what the number is. You know, I can look at anything and be like, that's the 2 of Swords, you know? That's the 7 of Wands, 4 of Swords, 5 of Wands, you know? So, yeah, but it's a beautiful deck. I use this deck a lot when I just, you know, sometimes it strikes my fancy to just, I don't know, use a regular Rider-Waite tarot. This is probably the one that I'm going to pull. So, I do enjoy that deck. I don't regret buying it or anything, okay? Unlike this one. I just don't like this deck, guys. Nothing against Riley Valentine. I'm sure they're a great person, but this is just not the deck for me. And what annoys me about this is I actually waited for this deck. Like I pre-ordered this deck because it was supposed to be so great. And I don't like it. I'm not into it at all. Great packaging, obviously, very sturdy. Has a nice little healthy guidebook here, okay? Reason I don't like, there's several reasons I'm not into this deck, okay? One, it's like King of Ariel, Knight of Michael, what else do we have here? 6 of Gabriel, and then what is this one? Queen of Raphael. And if you're not really like completely read in archangels, you're gonna be like, what is this? What is this? And even if you are, like, I know what Michael is. Michael obviously represents air because he's a guardian of air signs and of course the military, the police and stuff like that. So I instantly know that Archangel Michael is going to represent air, but I don't know what Ariel's gonna represent, what Gabriel's gonna represent, you know, and Raphael, I have no idea. So you have to really look at the guidebook, and you know how I feel about looking at the guidebook, okay? Make it simple. This is a simple mind, okay? I don't need the fucking complications. Make it simple for me. Plus, okay? This deck was actually quite bulky. That's why it fits so well in here now with all that extra space. Yeah, that wasn't like that when you bought it. It took up every bit of this box. I cut these down. I had to because I couldn't shuffle the deck. It's already too big like this, but it was super big. And now it's kind of pokey because of that. And yeah, I don't know. Like 4 of Raphael. Seek out other possibilities and look for magic in life. Be aware of your own emotions. I'm guessing the Raphael is the cups then, you know? I don't know. I just, not into it. And it's okay to have in my collection, right? Like it's here, you know? So we were dealing with it, but it's not one that you're ever going to see me pull for, like probably ever. Unlike this one. Right? Perfection was created when the Everyday Witch Tarot was created. And I don't know if, who is it that made this? It's Deborah Blake, and then the art is by Elizabeth Alba. I don't know if either one of them has any relatives by any chance that watches my channel. But if you do, congratulations, sis, because y'all created an amazing deck. I love this deck. This is the reason that all of my other tarot decks get neglected, y'all, because of this deck. This deck is just awesome, guys. It is. It's like 6 of Wands. Like, come on. That looks just like what you would think when you see the 6 of Wands. Just like what you would think with the 2 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, every single card tells a beautiful story. It's so easy to read for beginners or people who are more advanced, you know. There's so many different meanings that you can find in the cards too, if you're just willing to look. I love that the cards have the cats because it makes me think of the ancestors, and then for some of them have dogs, which makes me think of spirit. And look at that, the 8 of Pentacles. That's just such a perfect illustration for the 8 of Pentacles. I mean, they did an amazing job on this deck. This deck is just awesome. I would suggest this for damn near anybody. I mean, if you don't want it, you don't want it. But if you're into tarot and you want something that isn't the regular Rider-Waite, but is still going to give you what the Rider-Waite's going to give you as far as the meaning. Because some decks you're going to see here in a little bit, I don't know what the fuck they're trying to tell me. I don't know. You know, because the picture don't make no damn sense for what the card actually is. You know, so then you got to go back to factory settings and you pretty much got to go, okay, well, this is what this card means. You know, this is not that kind of deck. Ten of Swords talks about betrayal. Well, this is exactly what this card is showing us. I just love it. I love this deck. God, I do. I could go on and on and on and on about it. I just love this deck so much. This is why I have so many copies of this. This is my first copy, and I was given this by a subscriber. And I fell in love with it. It was like love at first sight. I could probably still use this deck if I wanted to, but I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, but it's taped. Every single card is taped because every single card started to rip. I use it so much. There's one that's horrible. It's damn near ripped in half. I think I taped it all the way together. I don't know which card it is. But that was the one that broke the camel's back, where I was just like, okay, Jessica, we got to stop using this and we got to get a different one because, you know, but I'm never going to get rid of this. The original, I love this. Oh God, I just love this deck so much. And the packaging is A1. I mean, fucking look at it. Okay, look at the packaging. It's just amazing, and a nice healthy guidebook. I have no use for it, but somebody might. And if they want to read this guidebook, damn it, they're gonna have a lot to read. And you can make notes and stuff. Like, it's interactive. Oh man, they just did a great job. They really did do a great job with this deck. Okay, so after this one was worn out, I bought this, which is the dupe. And I felt for the first time in my life, because I've never felt guilty buying a dupe, but I kind of felt guilty buying this dupe because I want to support these artists because they are amazing, right? So I was like, damn, but this deck is like $35, $40. It's not cheap, you know? And I was just like, So I went and got the dupe. And actually, I'm not mad at the dupe. I got this on Shein. It was like $5. I actually like this because it's small. And it's just perfect for my hand and easy to shuffle. It's a great deck. Looks exactly the same, just smaller. And this is well worn too. You can see the fading and how it's definitely been used. That shows you how much I've worn out the dupe too. And so that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm thinking about getting a new one. And I was talking to my best friend and I was like going back and forth. I'm like, my dupe's still good. I was like, but I'm thinking about getting a new one, especially because I saw it on sale on Amazon. And oh my gosh, I can't get this. I saw it on sale on Amazon and I was like, well, it's now or never. Now is the time to get it, you know? My best friend was like, don't worry about it. Don't get it. I will get it for you for Christmas. And I was like, thank you. Right? So this is the one that she got me. I think this might actually be the old one because it's ripped and I might have switched it on accident. But yeah, same packaging, same everything. So love that deck. That's my favorite. Hands down, favorite tarot deck. Just hands down. No competition whatsoever. Let's keep it moving, guys, because we have a couple to get through. So this is the Out of Hand Tarot. This is a dupe. I got this on Shein. I am considering buying the actual deck because I really like this. It gives me the vibes of the Everyday Witch Tarot, not in the aesthetic because it's completely different types of images, but because it matches still what you would think the meaning of the card is, but it opens your mind up a little bit, you know? Like with the Ace of Swords, like now I can see somebody who's maybe like designing something, you know, somebody who likes to do sketches, or somebody who's, maybe they're an engineer, maybe they're an architect, right? I don't know. It gives me more messages than what I would originally have if I was just looking at the Rider-Waite, which is why I really like that. I love that in decks. I love when it like instantly opens my mind and makes me go, huh, you know? Like Five of Swords, gambling, right? Like taking a risk here, doing these little, you know, oh, you scratch this much off of a can, you send it in, we'll give you $50 type of things, you know? I just really like this deck. Really, really like this deck. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but then when I got it, I loved it. Like, look at that. The Nine of Swords. For me, it's like I never saw in the Nine of Swords a guilt type of energy. I usually get regret and remorse off of like the Five of Cups, okay? But with this Nine of Swords, how he's looking at his hands, it's just almost giving you the vibe of like they've got blood on their hands or they've done something wrong, you know? So, I don't know. It opens up my mind. And because of that, like, look at that Eight of Cups throwing something away. I just love it. I love it. I love the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. It's like, you know, unforeseen changes, going off the beaten path, detours, divine detours. You know, you weren't expecting his hands up like, what the fuck? I just love it. I love this deck so much. That's why I'm like, yeah, even though it is small, and you know I like a small deck, I am considering getting the actual deck. I just feel like I need to give support to that creator because they did a great job. Okay, so this was a $5 deck that I got from Five Below. If you guys don't know what Five Below is, it's basically like a bougie dollar store. A dollar store that like teens and young adults would shop at. But it has like a whole bunch of books and different kinds of art stuff, and they have tarot decks. And this is just a basic tarot deck, but it's not bad. It is very flimsy. This is like one step above paper. Okay, like I'm not gonna lie. But it's easy to read. It has pretty much the same images as the Rider-Waite. So easy to see what's going on here with this. It's kid friendly because she ain't naked. And it does give little, like, you know, little meanings. It's not too yappy, but it's just yappy enough. Like the Hangman says, getting stronger in oneself after a lot of deliberating and delaying in your life. Nine of Swords says tears and frustrations, letting go of emotions. So it's great for beginners and also people who are more advanced, because sometimes people can, and this is no offense, this is no shade to anybody. I'm sure I've done it too. But sometimes people can kind of get stuck on one singular meaning of a card, like Two of Cups, for example. All people can see is a soulmate connection with the Two of Cups, because that's traditionally what it means. But the Two of Cups also means a lot more. It means balance and harmony within your emotions. You know, it can be self-love. It can be, you know, friendship. It can be platonic love. It could just be harmony, you know. This gives you different meanings that it could be. And so I was pleasantly surprised by this. I don't use it that often though, because I just have more exciting decks that I could pull from, just being honest here. But it's not a bad deck. It's not bad at all, and I would definitely recommend this for beginners. Oh, and that is, I think it's called The Secrets of the Tarot. Okay, so this was the first Rider-Waite tarot that I got. Okay, because like I said, Cosmic Tarot and Vision Quest were my first tarot decks, but this was the first Rider-Waite. Like, I didn't just jump into Rider-Waite with the traditional images. This was the first one, and that's why it's taped. Those three are taped because those are like the oldest decks that I have. If I can get this out. Probably not, guys. I gotta kind of squeeze it out a little bit at a time here. But it's basically just radiant, so it's the same kind of vibe as the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. It is, you know, just the tarot, same images, just more intense in their coloring. And this is obviously loved. You can tell with all of the crease marks that it has. I don't know what the hell that is. It's kind of like, not dirty, but you know, it's been used a lot, you know? It has. This deck has been on the channel for a minute, and you've seen it many times, especially back in the day. A lot of my decks started getting neglected when Everyday Witch Tarot hit the street. I ain't gonna lie, you know, because it's like once I found that, I'm a very faithful person. You know, I'm the same way with my love, with my relationships. Once I'm on you, I'm on you. Like, I just want you. I don't want anybody else. Like, I am laser focused on you. So it's the same with tarot decks. If I find something I like, that's it. I don't need anything else. I like it, you know? But this is a good deck. So, nothing too special there, but it does have a soft space in my heart because it's one of my oldest decks. Like a glove. Okay, let's go ahead and keep it moving. We have a lot. Okay, how about a deck that I don't really like, that everybody does like? Some of y'all are probably like, oh, right? Because everybody likes the Muse Tarot. I don't know, guys. You know, I went through this phase, man. I went through this phase, the same with oracles. I went through this phase of tarot of like, I'm just going to get everything because I don't know what I like. Plus, I was given like a surplus of decks by people at one point. Like, it was ridiculous. I'm grateful, but it was ridiculous. They all just came in at once. So at one point when I used to have like my wish list on Amazon up, I don't do that anymore. I don't really accept gifts like that anymore. But I was given so many. And I don't know. You know? I don't know. It's not a bad deck. Okay? It's not a bad deck. And it has abstract art. If you're into that, you're into it. I actually bought this for my best friend for Christmas, her birthday, something. And she loves it. She loves this deck. This is one of her favorite decks. Okay? But it's Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. And, of course, nice little guidebook. Not too big, but just big enough, right? And then here's the back of the tarot. It's a beautiful tarot deck. I mean, again, I thought that's, you know, I just thought I was going to like it more than I did. But Ace of Emotions, Queen of Materials, you know, Six of Voices. That was another thing about it that I was just like, why are you changing things? It's just like, you know, it's acceptable with some decks. Like my Vision Quest deck has different, but you know, that's the ancestors. Okay, we can't. That it is what it is. This is just weird. You know, I'm just gonna be honest. Okay, and then the Muse of Emotions. What the fuck is that? I think it's like a queen or a king. Now I have to look in the guidebook. Okay, and you know how I feel about looking in the guidebook. It's the same way I feel about fucking Roman numerals. It's unnecessary. Okay. And like, what is this trying to tell me? There's one in here that is just like, when I saw it, I was like, okay. And I don't know which one it is exactly. I think it's like the Page of Wands or something, or the Page of Cups. This is it. I was like, what does this mean? What are they trying to say with the Page of Cups with this? What are they trying to say? You know, now I got to go back to factory settings. Now I have, it's making me stutter. It's pissing me off so much. This deck just annoys me. It's like, now I have to sit here and fucking think about what the Page of Cups actually means because the picture's not there to tell me. Like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. And some people love that deck. So no disrespect if you love that deck, if it's your favorite deck in the whole world. I mean, hey, to each their own, you know what I mean? To each their own. Okay, so the Classic Design Tarot, another one of my oldest tarot decks that I have, but not old enough to have the tape on it. This is just a regular Rider-Waite, you know, learning deck. I've actually written some channeled messages, much like I did with the Tea Leaf Oracle, just because I was bored and I figured why not, right? So Ace of Pentacles says a seed to be planted, new money, make a wish, growth. Five of Cups says, I can't believe it, crying over spilt milk, pain, shadow healing, regret, lonely, dwelling. And it is Roman numerals, and you know how I feel about that, but it's okay when it's Roman numerals with the original Rider-Waite illustrations. That's like the only time that I'm okay with that, because I know what these illustrations are by heart, so it doesn't matter that it's Roman numeral. I don't even look at the numbers because I know that's the 10 of Pentacles. You know, I know that's the 3 of Swords. No, that's the 7 of Swords. 4 of Cups. I know the deck like the back of my hand. So, but it's a good deck. I do like this deck. It is, you know, probably maybe top 15, top 10 perhaps even. Just a good classic Rider-Waite. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, it's got great illustration. You know, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here necessarily. And sometimes it's, you know, you don't need to do that. So we have the Light Seers Tarot, one of my favorite decks, and this is something that we see on the channel a lot. This is an amazing deck by Chris Ann. Same one that did the Muse Tarot. So see, Chris, we're still rooting for you. Okay? We are. We love this deck. And this, you know, this has been loved. It really has. Of course, it has a little guidebook that I've never even opened, I don't think. Yeah, that smells like brand new. Huh. It's got little sayings and stuff. See, there's a wealth of information in these guidebooks that I'm just not tapping into. I know, guys. Some people are religious about reading the guidebooks, okay? Like some people, they won't even use the tarot deck until they read the guidebook. I need to brush this off. Sometimes a feather is just the way to do it, you know? Because that's going to get it up. Okay. So, it's the back of it, and then great illustrations. Amazing illustrations. This is one of those decks that, again, I know what the deck is trying to tell me. It's not the same images as the Rider-Waite, but it's still the same essence. 7 of Swords. We can look at that and see that 7 of Swords. We can look at this and see this is the 8 of Cups, right? Or excuse me, the 8 of Swords. This is the Queen of Cups. This is the Ace of Swords. 6 of Cups. It's just, you know, when you look at it, you're like, even if I didn't know, if I couldn't read this, if this wasn't here, I would think, yeah, that's probably the 3 of Swords. That's, you know, I wouldn't maybe necessarily guess that with 10 of Swords. I might guess that that's Judgment or something. But I can see it as the 10 of Swords. And I also like this 10 of Swords. It's one of my favorite 10 of Swords in all of tarot because it really does give a more peaceful version of the 10 of Swords. Because sometimes 10 of Swords can get kind of a bad reputation of being like a card of betrayal. But 10 of Swords also talks about letting things go finally. You know, not living in this painful, stressful cycle anymore. You're finally at the end of it. You know, these bird bitches is flying away. We like that, okay? I love this 10 of Wands. Love the 8 of Cups. It is. It's a favorite tarot. It's a favorite deck for sure. It's awesome. Look at that. You can tell that's a 6 of Wands. Yeah. Definitely good job on this one for sure. And I would recommend this to damn near anybody, to be honest. All right, let's close this one like a glove. I love how they close the decks. I don't know. Okay, let's continue. Pull some more out here. We don't have as many, but we still have a couple to go through. Let's do this one next. So this is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck and guidebook. This is the sister deck, or would you say cousin? This would probably be the cousin because I think the two oracle decks would be considered sisters, really. And then this would be like a cousin, right? So yeah, we have the animal spirit here, okay? And then we have the wild unknown archetypes by Kim Krans, the great Kim Krans. She is an amazing artist. I love her artwork. If I could have anybody design like a deck, like a for real deck for me, it would probably be Kim Krans, or the ones that created the Everyday Witch Tarot, but probably Kim Krans, because I love her artwork, okay? So, same creator. This deck was given to me by my son's father, okay? This is not the reason why I don't use this deck. I don't hate him or anything. I know that there's like a big stigma about exes and stuff, that you're supposed to hate your exes. I'm like not in love with them, but I don't hate him either. You know, I don't have any animosity towards him. I can't say that he feels the same. I don't know, right? But I'm not worried about it. There's other reasons why I don't use this deck. And I don't know why. I feel bad saying this because I love Kim Krans' work, but I don't vibe with her other decks. The only deck I truly vibe with is the Animal Spirit. I don't know why. I have no idea why that is. But packaging is fucking proper. I mean, look at this packaging. This is just beautiful, you know? And look at that. Oh, God. It's so gorgeous. Like, it's so gorgeous. And this is a deck that is very popular on YouTube. A lot of people really like this deck. So it says, may you always be on your inner quest, or the inner quest. Look at that. That is just, oh, I love it. Love it. And I love how this is kind of like the darker version of this one. Okay. She obviously is a fan of the snake skin, which who's not, right? So it's a beautiful deck. Beautiful illustrations. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I'm willing to admit that. There could be something wrong with me. Why I don't really vibe with this deck. Because it's beautiful. It's just like her artwork is just phenomenal. Just wow. You know? And the colors, it just pops. I think it might be because it's Roman numerals, and I gotta guess. You know, I don't got time to be counting wands, hun. Okay? But what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 8 wands? I'm guessing. I don't know, because I don't know Roman numerals. So that could be something that turns me off about this. And even though the illustrations are nice, I don't know. I don't know, guys. You know, but beautiful deck regardless of whether I vibe with it or not. It's still a beautiful deck. And I'm still grateful to have it, you know? It's like in mint condition too. I can make a killing off of my tarot decks, guys. All right, let's, we need to put the sleeve back on. Let's continue on because we have a little bit more to get through. We don't have too much though, guys, okay? So this is the Celestial Tarot cards. And this was just another one from Five Below that was $5. If I see a $5 tarot deck, I'm probably going to get it. Because you never know. You never know what could change your life with $5, okay? Great things have happened with $5. I'm just saying, okay? I like my other $5 tarot deck better than this one. Again, Roman fucking numerals. Why is everybody obsessed with those things? You know, like, is it just me that doesn't like them? I don't understand this, you know, but I'm just not into them, okay? Luckily, this one, even though it is Roman numerals, it's kind of easy to read, even if you don't, you know, like, obviously that's 2 of Cups, right? You know? So, like, obviously that's 4 of Cups. I think, anyway. Or maybe that's 5. I don't fucking know, guys. I think it is 4, though. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. Just not, you know. And it shows me right fucking there with the Raymond numerals. With the Roman numerals. Wait, does it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't show you that it's Roman numerals. We can see the card, but we can't see that it's, yeah. So, yeah, fake news, right? But it is okay. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this deck, so. It's in my collection, right? I have it, but It's not like the golden jewel of my collection. All right, next we have the Disney Villains Tarot deck. This was given to me by a dude that is not in my life anymore. For personal reasons, I'm not going to drag him on social media. Okay, but you probably, if you're still watching, you know who you are, you know why. But anyways, I don't really like this deck. I don't feel bad saying that. I'm grateful I got it. I'm grateful he gave it to me, but I just don't really like it. I feel like it's Disney that dropped the ball on this one, okay? I feel like Disney could have done better. I love the concept, right, of the villain tarot deck. Who doesn't, okay? I love the villains in movies, typically. I'm usually a fan of the villain for some reason. The hero, too, to be fair. But I don't know. I don't know what it is about this deck. It's the illustration. You know? It's like, I know that they couldn't, you know, obviously Disney couldn't get the original freaking artists of these movies to do it. Some of these are like Snow White, you know, Sleeping Beauty that came out in like the 40s or the 50s or something like that. Clearly you can't get the original artist, but you could get somebody better. You know, you could have gotten somebody better to do this. It's very gimmicky, you know, and not like I put my heart and soul into this tarot deck, you know? So I just don't like, that one's okay looking, but I just don't like, I don't like it. And it's fucking Roman numerals, you know? Because apparently I'm the only one in the world that doesn't like that. They stick together too. Like, I can't even get them apart. Look, I'm literally trying to get this apart. Ugh, God. Yeah, no, that's a hard pass. Hard pass for me. But it is, you know, again, if you're a collector, it's in your collection, you know, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, the Labyrinth. I waited an obscene amount of time for this deck. I waited, I think, 5 or 6 months when it was on pre-order. Okay, I bought this that much in advance. I didn't even know if I was gonna be alive in 5 or 6 months, but I still bought this, okay? And why? Who the fuck wouldn't? It's the Labyrinth. The Labyrinth is a classic. That's probably one of the best movies ever made, right? So who wouldn't want the Labyrinth Tarot? I am wildly impressed and disappointed in this deck at the same time. How is that possible? Okay, first of all, packaging is just delicious. Love the packaging, okay? Love it. Does it look like the exact characters? No, but it looks close enough. I mean, we know who we're looking at, okay? Has a, you know, standard guidebook like most decks do, okay? Now, absolutely love that red and white, because that is obviously the outfit that the baby brother was wearing that she went into the labyrinth to find. Nice little touch, okay? Thick, well, thickish. It looks thicker, I guess, than it is, but it's not the worst. It's definitely a step or two above paper, you know? So, Roman numeral, instantly disappointment. Instantly disappointment. I'm like, why? And I refuse. I refuse to learn Roman numerals. I am not going to submit. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. There, for every fucking deck that there's Roman numerals, there's a deck that isn't. Okay? So I will get in where I fit in. But, okay, I don't have time to be counting feathers, sis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, no, that's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Before I can continue with the reading, I gotta count the feathers. Come on. Like, nobody got time for that. You gotta basically learn the deck, right? I'm gonna let you know, there's already enough information in my brain. You can only put so much information in there. I don't got time to learn a fucking deck. So, Knight of Feathers, and then we have the pots, which is the cups, I'm pretty sure. And then it has the I don't know what those are, the sticks or something for the wands. And then it has, what is it? The junk, I think, is earth. So Page of Poles. Oh, it's the poles. Okay. It was like so, like, I looked forward to this. I counted the days on the calendar to get this, just to have just instant disappointment and be like, well, I did use it a couple times though, but it's like, what is this? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then I know that's 4, 4. Okay, so 8. Gotta like quickly do the math in my head, because when I channel, I'm getting information like this. You know, I don't have time to stop and think. That's why when I channel, sometimes I'm just like da, 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 talking, because it's just coming out. I don't even think about what I'm saying. It just comes out. I don't have time to do math. I don't even like math like that. Okay? So that's that. I don't regret buying it. You know, I do like the deck. It's a beautiful deck, and if somebody wants to come over and look at my decks, they can ooh and ah over the Labyrinth Tarot, and it's just nice to have, but you're not probably ever going to really see it on the channel, unfortunately, okay? All right, next we have the Tattoo Tarot by Lana Zellner. Oh, and this Labyrinth was created by, doesn't have a name, but it does say Insight Editions, so maybe nobody actually created it. Maybe the studio or whoever owns that created it. But yeah, this is by Lana Zellner, Tattoo Tarot. I think my mom or my dad got me this, or maybe it was like a gift from both of them. It might have been from my mom though, I'm pretty sure. And it does have a little mat thingy, but this mat is just, it's a spread. You know, and I don't use tarot spreads. I just wing it. Nice little healthy guidebook. And this does have Roman numerals before we get into it. Okay, it does. But I like this deck enough to actually compromise and write the number at the top. Y'all are probably laughing your asses off at me right now, but yes, okay? I just went ahead and looked it up online and wrote it down, so that way I didn't have to really think. I could just look at it and be like, okay, that's a 10, that's a 9, 2, 4, 6, 5. There you go. But that's because I like the illustrations of this. I really did like this tarot deck. To be honest with you, it doesn't vibe with me energetically like it used to. But it's still one of my favorite decks. Like, I really do like it, you know? And what I like about it is also, even though it's got some weird stuff like beavers in here, which, yeah, I guess beavers be working hard. Or those gerbils. I don't know what the fuck those are, to be honest with you. But, you know, 3 of Pentacles, we know what that is. But, like, the 5 of Pentacles, that's pretty obvious what that is. You know, Tower is very obvious. The 5 of Cups. It's like the story is, even though it's not the classic Rider-Waite, we still know what the card's trying to tell us, which we appreciate. So I do like that deck. I do. And if you're into tattoo tarot, then yeah, this is a great, or tattoos and tarot, this is a great deck. And the packaging is just very nice. Smooth, right? Great packaging. We're a fan. Okay, let's continue forward. So let's do another tattoo tarot. This is the second one I have. This one I got again from my parents. This is Ink and Intuition, and it is by, it says by Diana McMohan. Okay, look at this packaging. Oh, that's stellar. I mean, look at that. That is fucking beautiful. Beautiful. The pamphlet's nothing to write your mother about. It's just a little pamphlet, but since I don't really care about guidebooks anyways, I can appreciate a small guidebook. Like, it's fine for me, you know? Now, this deck, I had to cut down. That's why there's extra room. Because it was just too bulky for me to shuffle. And so I cut it, you know. And then I also put this little black dot here to let me know that the deck is facing up and this is in reverse. Because if not, you can't even tell by looking at the back of the card. And yeah, I love this. I love this one more than my other tattoo tarot. Out of both of them, if I had to choose one, it would be this one. I just really like the illustrations. Beautiful stuff here. And there's nothing too fancy here. It's just 3 coins, 7 coins, you know, 6 wands. But these are the type of decks that can push your intuition too, because you're just seeing 6 wands. So you kind of have to go off what your intuition is telling you. You don't have a picture to really tell you what it is. And I appreciate decks like that, especially if I like the deck. I will appreciate that, you know? So yeah, I really like this deck. Of course, because my parents gave it to me. That makes it even more special, but it is also just a beautiful deck and thick, like freaking cardboard paper, which I really appreciate. I love it when they don't skimp out on the paper count, because sometimes it's like you'll work through it faster. If the deck is super thin, like this is no shade to the Everyday Witch Tarot, because we all know how much I love that deck, but that deck is paper thin, and I feel like that's why I go through that deck so much. This would take a long time to wear down because it's so thick. Okay, last ones, guys. Last ones. Let's get them out here. So we have the Tarot of Cloisters. I'm not a fan. It's okay. I got it off of Amazon. It's not a dupe, even though you would think it is. I'm not into guidebooks, as we know, but this is fucking offensive. Okay? Who the hell gonna read this? A damn Hobbit? Okay? Like, I gotta go super close to even see what this is saying, because I'm blind as a bat. That is the smallest guidebook, okay, I have ever seen in my life. Anyways, circle decks, it's gimmicky, you know, but they're not the hardest things to shuffle. You can still shuffle them. I used to use this every once in a while. I've never really used it like constantly, but you probably have seen it if you've been around forever, like from the beginning. You've probably seen this at least once or twice here, maybe on Instagram when I had an Instagram. It does have like it's kind of got the Rider-Waite illustrations, but like a little bit different, and it's got like the stained glass effect, you know. It's a creepy devil though, look at that. Yeah, sail away. Okay, 6 of Swords. Yeah, it's okay. It is an okay deck. Some of you guys might be looking at this like, oh my god, that is amazing, I want that, and that's great. If you see any of these decks, or you have any of these decks that I'm like trashing on, please, by all means, do you, and don't take offense to it. Everybody has different tastes, you know? Do I regret buying this deck? No, because it really was only like $10, and then also because it's in my collection now, you know? Like, I have it, but it's not one that I'm probably going to reach for. I'm not saying that I wouldn't, right? Like, some decks, like the Muse Tarot, I will never reach for that deck. That is something you will never see me ever use, okay? But this one, maybe. You never know, okay? So that's how I feel about that, basically. This is a deck that I don't like, and I regret buying this deck. It's the totally unofficial Adventure Time Tarot deck. I didn't know what Adventure Time was because I don't really watch a lot of TV. So I didn't know this was actually like it's a cartoon show, like on Cartoon Network or something like that. I had no idea. And turns out I don't really like Adventure Time's illustrations. Now, if you like Adventure Time, you will love this deck. Thankfully, this is a dupe I bought off of Shein for like $2, so I ain't crying about it, and it's in my collection. But I'm not into it. Absolutely not. Like, just 6 of Cups, like, they look angry. Just, you know, for somebody who, and they got demons all around them. Like, for somebody who reads from illustrations, I wouldn't even know what to even think when it comes to this. You know? Yeah, I'm just not into that. I'm just not into these illustrations. Look at this shit. Like, it's just not my vibe. Ugh. It's so unattractive to me. But, you know, I don't want to be too offensive, guys. But, yeah, 2 of Wands. You got pickles. What is that? Some of y'all who watch Adventure Time be like, oh, that's when so-and-so did, and you'll know, right? But, nah. Like, what is this? Page of Wands. It's a damn microwave with a can on top. What is that trying to tell me? This is one of those decks where I gotta go back to factory settings and I have to remember what the actual Page of Wands actually is, right? Not a fan, but it's by Catherine Hiller. That's who illustrated it. No offense to Catherine. I'm sure you're a lovely person. Okay? All right. The Doodle Tarot. This is one that I got off of Amazon. And I'm not, or not Amazon, but Shein. And I'm not even sure if this is a dupe or not, to be honest with you. Because it's pretty good quality. So I'm not sure. It's got a little guidebook. It says General Tarot Manual. That's fucking a bitch slap of honesty right there. And I appreciate that shit. This isn't saying fantastic tarot manual or spectacular tarot manual. It's saying general. Meaning this is going to be general and basic as shit. And it is. I like when people and things are honest, you know? Anyways, I like the composition book back. That's just so cool. I love that. I mean, I loved a crisp new composition book growing up. Like, that was the best thing ever. Back when they were like $1, because now they're like $2, $3, even upwards of like $7 for composition books. But back in the day, them things used to be $1, 2 for $1. Oh man, my mom would go get me a crisp composition book. I would just couldn't wait to write down all my feelings through my poetry. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. It's not the worst deck I've ever seen, but it's also not the best. It's one that I'm probably not going to pull towards. However, if you are into this kind of look of like the drawn by a 5-year-old look, you'll like this deck. And again, for being off of Shein, it's a step or two above paper. And what's cool about this too is if it comes out in reverse, it has shadow messages and it also has light messages. So it's great for learning tarot for those that do pull reversals, or if you don't want to pull reversals but you want to know what the reversal meaning can be, it's great. So like 5 of Pentacles in reverse is paying debt, recovery, relief, positive change. 5 of Pentacles upright is poverty, hardship, sickness, and scandal, right? So it's great. It is. It's just the illustrations is what throws me off, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's something I need to try, you know, on a reading just to give it a try and see how I vibe with it. But instantly I'm kind of like, Let's put this general ass manual back into its box. And I'm not mad at the packaging. It's all right, you know? Obviously it's not a box like this, but it's okay. This is the Cat Tarot, and this deck is special to me because my best friend got me this, and she got this for me. I'm not a cat person. I like cats. I don't mind cats. But cats are not like, oh man, my dream pet is a cat, right? I'm more like, oh man, snakes, or oh man, I want to get a jumping spider. Like, you know, which is the only spider that I'm not scared of, is a jumping spider. But I'm just not like, oh man, I want to get a cat. But when I lived in my last place, there was a shit ton of stray cats. And I had a street cat that I named Medusa. She was not my cat. She was just a cat that came and slept on my porch every once in a while and ate the whatever meals I was willing to give her. And because of this, she attracted a lot of other street cats. And so I had become a cat lady suddenly, with all these cats hanging on my porch and hanging around and everything and fighting over food and all this. And my best friend thought it was funny, so she got me the Cat Tarot. But that's as deep as this deck goes for me, to be honest with you. Now, I want to do full disclaimer. My best friend knows I'm not really down with this deck. She's aware. It was more like a novelty gift, and she's not sensitive like that. She don't give a shit. Like, I bought her stuff before. I bought her a maroon furry robe one year for Christmas. The most fucking ugly thing you ever saw in your life. She put it on and took a picture. She's like, Jessica, honestly. And I was like, I didn't get to see it before I bought it. You know, I bought it off of Amazon. I sent it to you. I didn't know it was going to look like that. You know, so we know we're very honest with each other. Completely transparent with each other. So she knows that I'm not really into this deck at all. But I still like it because it's from her, you know? And it's got some funny ass cards in here. But yeah, Cat Tarot, little guidebook, and you will need this guidebook. Okay? You will need this guidebook for this deck, and y'all know how I feel about the guidebook. Okay? But Temperance, like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing Two of Cups because they're locking their tails. They're sharing a cup. I'm guessing that's Two of Cups. I don't know what that is. Roman fucking numerals, but then also doesn't even have the suit. It's cat playing with toilet paper, which is funny. So we got the Sun. We have Judgment. Again, another card. I have no idea what this is. No idea. But it's got some really cute images. And if you're into cats and you're like, shit, I'll learn what the deck means, then this is definitely a good deck for you to get, okay? Because it is cute. Like, look at the little kitten and stuff. But yeah, just, you know, it is what it is, right? I don't know what the creator was thinking when they made this. Like, they didn't even put any of the names. I'm looking for a particular deck or a particular card to show you guys. Look, cat playing with the water. That's cute. Like, it's got cute cards. It really does. Like, cat in a box. I'm gonna guess this is the Seven of Cups. This is one of the rare cards in here where it's like I can tell that this is the Seven of Cups because he's looking at all of his options, all of his choices. That reminds me of the Seven of Cups. And I'm gonna guess that the food bowls would represent the cups in this deck. Where is it at? Let me find it, guys, because you're gonna laugh when you see this. It is, there it is, the devil is the dog. That is so fucking funny. Like, what? That is hilarious. But yeah, it's a cute deck. It is cute. Look, he's little wagging his little tail, getting ready to pounce. Knight of Wands. It's cute, but yeah, you have to learn what the deck actually is. It's got Roman numerals, you know, and just, yeah, so. But I still am very appreciative that she got that for me. Okay, so last two decks. Let's end on a good note. So we'll start with this. Not that this is a bad deck. This is Angel of Wisdom Tarot by Radley Valentine. I like this better than the Archangel Power Tarot cards. Like, I actively regret buying that. I wouldn't even be sad if that wasn't in my collection. I just don't like that deck at all. But this one is okay. By the same creator. Sometimes it's a hit or miss with creators, you know? Again, little Nido Tarot manual. I love how every single deck has like a thick ass manual. Like, this is the first time that people have ever picked up a tarot deck. So they have no idea what tarot is. So we got to go into the origins of tarot, what it is, when you should use it, how you should use it, each suit, what the suits mean. It's like, damn, okay? But yeah, but you never know. It could be the first time they pick up a deck. So who knows? I like these decks because it's not Roman numeral, even though it has the Roman numeral. So this is actually a great deck to learn Roman numerals because it shows you if you want to, if that's something that you're into. But also because it gives you several different meanings for the card. And again, like I had said earlier in the video, if you can get stuck sometimes on what the meaning of a card is, this will help you. So Eight of Wands says, too much going on, stress caused by many positive opportunities, unexpected events or rapid changes, and then the ability to multitask and business travel. So yeah, and I like the illustrations. They're not horrible. You know, not horrible illustrations. Some of them are a little creepy. Like, she looks a little creepy when you look at her up close. She looks like she's in that movie Smile. But yeah, they're okay. You know? I don't know. I don't vibe with it, but at the same time, I don't hate it, you know? So that's that. And of course, packaging. We like these box packages because this is gonna last forever, okay? All right, last but not least, and probably one of my favorite tarot decks ever. I'm happy that we're ending on a positive note. I'm making sure that I don't have any other tarot decks that I forgot back here somewhere. Nope, that's it. That's all of them. The Zombie Tarot Insight and Ammunition. My dad got me this for my birthday, I'm pretty sure. Or it was Christmas, but one of those holidays he got that for me. Packaging is just phenomenal. Okay? In the event of a zombie attack, get to a secure location, open this box, and consult the zombie tarot. What's fucking funny about that is, listen, I like to watch this channel called Creepy Bert or whatever, or Creepy Bart, something like that, and he does like first 12 hours of the zombie apocalypse, different stories, like from like nurses and military personnel and regular people, like, you know, and I just love listening to those stories while I'm getting ready for bed. And I always think to myself, if I had to really quickly grab my emergency kit up, I would throw a tarot deck, because you never know. You know, somebody asks you to join their group. Let me pull a card real quick. Can I even trust this person? You know, tarot deck is a tool. It's great, even in the zombie apocalypse. So that's funny that that says that, because yes, I probably would take a tarot deck with me. It's got the little bullets, prediction, and protection. Oh, I just love this deck. It's so great. Packaging is amazing. I used to use this deck a lot, and then I didn't really use it that often, and I've used it recently. Like, it's a deck that I kind of bust out around like Halloween time. But the guidebook, love the guidebook. It just looks vintage. Looks kind of like old and worn, even though it's not. It's brand new. So this deck has definitely been loved. It's got, you know, fading and scratches and marks and everything. I've definitely used this deck a lot, you can tell. I love the illustrations on this tarot deck. It's another one that it's not like the Rider-Waite illustrations, but you can tell what it means. You know, you can tell what it's trying to say to you, but in like zombie form, you know? So like the Ten of Cups, they're like all happy and everything, and then off in the distance, all hell is breaking loose on the mainland. But they're okay on their little island, right? Nine of Swords, being stressed, anxious in the mental institution. Ace of Wands, the Judgment, yeah. Dropping the bomb, right? Dropping the bomb on somebody. Wheel of Fortune. I love the Ace of Swords. Seven of Swords. I love the Seven of Swords, how she's like tripping them down into the zombies, like ultimate betrayal, you know? It's just awesome. The Star. God, this deck is awesome. This deck is so fucking cool. The Hierophant, Six of Cups, and I love how like the love cards are always a zombie and a human, which kind of goes with like the whole soulmate thing. People coming from different worlds coming together, you know, because they're soulmates. I don't know. And if you want to read all this, it tells you about like a cadaver and stuff like that. But I just love it. I love the Queen of Swords. She's like ready to bust a cap. You know what I mean? Gotta be ready in the zombie apocalypse. You never know when you might need to bust a cap. Eight of Swords, Justice. I just love this deck. Love it. One of my favorite Page of Swords. God, it's a good deck. I'm sorry, I'm just soaking up the brilliantness of this deck. If you are into zombies, I suggest getting this. I love this too because there's a deeper meaning here with the Tower. Like, things could look great on the outside of a situation, but sometimes if we got an inside glimpse, we would see that it's fucking chaotic. And that's how it can be in relationships and businesses. People putting on these fronts acting like everything's fucking great, but if we were a fly on the motherfucking wall, we would see what the actual truth is of a situation. This is my favorite devil card ever. The cigarette machine. Message! Okay? I love this deck. Six of Wands, it says victorious on it. It's perfect. Like, oh God, I just love this deck. I love this deck. I love this Five of Swords, you know, a lose-lose situation. They're fighting over a loaded gun. Like, you know, oh, this deck is awesome. So yeah, one of my favorites. So easy to read, so easy to come up with messages and let your intuition kind of play. So yeah. But anyways, guys, that has been the video. That is all of my decks. If you have been here through all three videos, then you have seen every single deck that I have in my collection. Okay? So there you go. I'm sure I will add more in the future. However, I will probably not be updating these videos. I'm just going to let you know that, okay? But thank you again for being here. It's been fun, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.